Hey guys. Well, I've been writing a story and I thought I might as well read it to you guys to see if you guys like it. But first, how about I get a little bit into the main character? I'll be right back. This is basically what my main character looks like. Minus the, pretend this is orange, and pretend my eyes are green. And she doesn't normally wear eyeshadow, but I have to make myself look a little menacing. And pretend this is a tiger. There goes my dog. I'm going to be reading a story that I've been writing for a while, and I really like it so far, but I'm going to be reading chapter 1, just kind of like the main character named Tyler Lantern. Let me just get into my Google Docs, and I'll read the first chapter to you guys. Tyler is a kid in an orphanage, which is she's going to explain. But she's a kid in an orphanage who's very kind of sad, and before she knows it, a whole thing's going to happen. Okay. Okay, this is going to sound stupid. The Eye of the Tiger, title of the book, Chapter 1. I have always known I wasn't special. It's fine though, I'm used to it. I don't have many friends. My family got rid of me, and every adult looks at me like I'm a problem. Again, it's fine, I'm used to it. 14 years of it and you gotta learn something. Though, I try to figure out why adults hate me. Maybe it's because of my neon orange hair, or my sparkling green eyes. I'm not sure, but it could be the way I dress. I normally dress in all black, like a black tank top, black leggings, old combat boots, the same color. I probably should get new ones because they are falling apart at my old boots that I got. I'm trying to relate to the character and also have her be like other people in my life. The thing is, I can't. I put a comma. The thing is, I can't buy new things, I mean. I live in an orphanage with about 50 other spoiled brats. Living here is awful. I literally stay in my room and wait for my food to come. I hate going to the cafeteria. The other kids throw food and spit at me wherever I go, like I have some kind of disease or something. And my parents are home. I'm gonna record the rest in my room because my parents just walked in. Yeah, this is a thing that happens. Wait, where was I? Okay. That looks good. Now I can be comfy. The thing is, I can't buy new things. I live in an orphanage with about 50 other spoiled brats. Living here is awful. I literally stay in my room and wait for my food to come. I hate going to the cafeteria. The other kids throw food at me and spit at me wherever I go, like I have some kind of disease or something. But I'm not sick. Adults won't even help. Like, if something goes wrong in the orphanage, they blame me. All I do is sit in my room and read my books. I have tried to escape multiple times, but somehow something forces me back. I really don't get it. Sorry, I should start from the beginning. My name is Tyler Lantern, and yes, I know it's a boy's name. I guess my parents wanted a boy. Maybe that's why they got rid of me. I get bullied for it, mainly by a girl named Priscilla Winters. She has the possibly biggest head I have ever seen. She brags about how many people she's been adopted by, but whenever I'm around, I point out that she always gets put back here. She always has this new streak in her hair. Red, blue, purple, pink, mostly pink, in her platinum blonde hair. I think she has a pink fetish or something. She has a boyfriend, I think. His name is Matthew Scott. I don't see him much. Scroll! Though he stays away from people most of the time. Also, he also wears a hoodie all the time, with the hood up, obviously. Anyway, I'm 14 years old. I have a hard time with people. Basically it. I sat on my bed. The mattress was old and ratty. The bed frame was old and rusty. Oh, goodness. Ugh. My writing is... This is a hard write. Shh. I'm recording. Anyway, I had this idea in my head ever since I was in fifth grade, and I wrote it before, but it was way too much like Harry Potter, so I had to rewrite it, and this is what I came up with, and I think it's really good so far. And my writing skills have gotten better all the time. It's just old. What's old? I sat on my bed. I sat on my bed. The mattress was old and ratty, and the bed frame was old and rusty. And if I move one toe, the whole thing would squeak. Today the orphanage was going on a field trip to the zoo. I stroked my tiger head necklace while I was waiting in my room for Mrs. Patterson, the caretaker, to tell me who my partner was going to be. This is a place where I get to edit my writing. She chooses the worst people for me. Like one time, I got this kid who could speak a different language. I'm not saying against people from different places, but I can't speak anything but English and silence. She walked in with her black hair tied up in a tight bun. Her sour eyes judged everything in the room. She wore the ugliest dress I have ever seen. Bright green with petals of purple. She had this kid by the wrist. I couldn't see who it was at first, but when I saw them, I did not want to go to the zoo. It was Matthew Scott. With his gray hoodie, torn jeans, blue eyes showed anger and fear. His black hair swept in front of his eyes. Mrs. Patterson whispered something in his ear, which clearly he did not want to hear. He looked at me dead in the eye and said in his most unhappy tone, "Hello, Tyler Lantern." Mrs. Patterson, I'd like to have a different partner other than this. Tyler, that is no way to treat a friend. Friend? Matthew and I shouted at the same time. Mrs. Patterson was either messing with us or she was being so oblivious. I'll just leave you two here to talk. And then she walked out in a very snooty way. Matthew stood by the door. Sorry, I gotta get comfy. My sock. Blech. Matthew stood by the door, looking uncomfortable. He stared at the ground, his eyes sparkling. Not that I look at his eyes often. I mean, his eyes are distracting. I mean, never mind. I decided to get off my bed and walk to the lobby. But as I got up, I should put a comma right there. I somehow tripped. I should put a period here. There we go. Now I gotta make the capital. But as I got up, I somehow tripped and Matthew caught me. There was an awkward hand armpit touching. As I got to my feet. Now I may not have had parents or any parent figure, but I know my manners. Thanks. No problem, said Matthew, not making eye contact as I grabbed my light gray zipper. Oh, I could have worn my light gray zipper jacket. Oh wait, no, never mind. It's in the hamper. From the end of my bed. We walked down the lobby. He probably went there to see Prissy. I normally go outside to sit under my... I normally go down there to go outside and sit under my favorite tree. It's an oak tree. I went to the door with my hand on a handle until I realized Prissy wasn't there. Hey, aren't you gonna hang out with Prissy? I don't know where she is. Maybe she got a fatal disease and is gonna die, Matthew said with a look in his eye. The look I get when I make fun of her. I caught myself smiling. Wait, but I thought, I know. She's one of those kind of girls who forces themselves on a boy. He said, and we started to walk outside the door. That doesn't surprise me, I replied. Lantern! I shouted a voice behind us. I need you to get milk. It was Mrs. Patterson. Why? Because I said so, shouted Mrs. Patterson in a rude tone. I want to say, if your name is Mrs. Patterson anywhere out there, this is nothing against you. I just needed to find a name. I, not wanting to, took the money from the head of the orphanage, meaning her, and walked to get my bright red bike. See you later, I guess, said Matthew with a small smile. Yeah, And I was off. I went to a horse call. I went to a horse. I went to horse to get milk. I went to a store called Horse and Hooves. It is a small store, but it had the food and drinkage we needed. The store is owned by a guy named George Will. He is a kind old man. He cares for me like I'm his daughter. I walked in, and it wasn't that busy. Well, there's like 2 people. I guess that's good. There was an old woman with her hair in a tight bun. She wore strange clothes. I guess that's what old people wear. That sounded rude. There was also a little girl with her brown hair and pigtails. Her dress was made of rags, but it was really cool. She looked cold. She shivered. Her lip trembled. She looked poor, but happiness was still in her big brown eyes. "Hello, Tyler Tiger," yelled George happily from the other room. "What will it be today?" "Hey, Mr. George," I replied, still looking at the little girl. She was sitting in the corner. "Could I have some milk?" I said with one last look at the child. "And some bread?" "Sure," he said with a warm smile. He went into the bag and I went to the girl. She didn't notice me until I sat next to her. "Hello," I said. The girl just nodded. "What's your name?" She pointed at some olives. "Olive? That's a nice name." The old lady was now staring at me, almost like she was examining me. It made me uncomfortable. I noticed that the little girl was holding something close to her chest. "What's that?" I said, trying not to scare her. Believe it or not, I can be scary. She showed me what was in her hand. It was a small raggedy doll of a bunny, with much love in it. The stuffing was going and the eyes were falling out, but it still looked nice. "She looks pretty," I said, "better than anything I own." By this time, George came back with some bread and milk, and looked at me with warm eyes and a happy grin. I got up away from the girl and got the drink and food. George gave me a cup and winked. I walked back to Olive, and at first she looked confused until I gave her the food. Her eyes lit up, and she poured herself a cup of milk with shaking hands. I decided to help her pour the milk. She gulped it greedily, and then she grabbed the bread and started to tear it apart and eat it. "Goodbye, Olive. Stay safe," I said before I walked out the door. The old lady followed as I got on my bike. Oh, what the? Boop. She was a safe distance away. I've never thought of this as strange. A lot of people find me creepy or weird. She was looking at me like I was a threat. So what I said was, "Hey, take a picture. It'll last longer." The lady just smiled and said back, "Sorry, I just never seen that much kindness before in a while." I looked down at my feet on the pedals and smiled, and looked back, and she was gone, disappeared without a trace. I looked around, and she was nowhere to be seen. I ran back inside. "Hello, Tyler. Is everything all right?" said George. The girl was still there. She was now sleeping. Was there an old lady here a few minutes ago? Oh my gosh. I don't know how to write, apparently. I asked, frightened. "Yes, lovely gal. Her name is Sybil Harshgallop. She's very kind," he said with a faraway look in his eyes. Okay, I see. I saw the girl. She had nothing to keep her warm, so I took off my jacket and I wrapped her in it. That kindness of yours. Hopefully you can use it to change the world, George," said George with a friendly smile. "Well, first I'll use it to change Mrs. Patterson, though she is difficult," I said with a sigh. "See you, George." "Goodbye, Tyler Tiger," he said happily. I rode my bike back to the orphanage. The road was longer than usual. I guess that's because I knew what was waiting for me. Mrs. Patterson with a ruler in her hand, ready to hit me. And that's the end of chapter 1. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hold on. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I like writing a lot, as you can see if you read my Wattpad story called The Traveler Stories. I'll leave that in the description below. The Other Tiger, I've been meaning to write for, like, hold on, 5th grade. 5 years. I've been meaning to write it for 5 years, and I'm already on, like, chapter 5, I think. But, I think it's really good. Tyler gets the scar from being slapped, with a ruler by hold on. It says it here, like, because Mrs. Patterson, with a ruler, ready to hit me. Mrs. Patterson isn't good with kids. She abuses them and hurts them if they don't do what she wants. She's not capable of being able to take care of kids. And 50 of them, imagine how many scars they have. Some of them probably aren't from her. Anyway, I really like how it's going so far. I used to actually wear my hair like this. I'm cringing right now because I'm like, ugh, it doesn't look cute. It's not me. Anyway, I hope you guys like this story. I am continue writing. Hopefully you guys would like to read it, and hopefully I can, like, publish it one day. Comment below what you thought of it. Please be nice, because I'm really insecure with this book. Please, subscribe if you want to see more. My last video I just uploaded, Don't Hug Me, I reacted Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. I'm sorry that, I put an age restriction on it, but, like, some people aren't ready to see that. There's a lot of blood and, well, not blood, kind of blood. But it's really creepy, and there's a lot of, like, gore and organs in it. Some kids aren't ready to see that yet. Heck, I don't know if I was ready to see that yet. I was very sick after I watched that. So, yeah. Comment below what you would like me to do more in this channel. I, like, inhaled too much air at once. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, Tiger Lilies.